Welcome to Movie Story, where we bring your favorite films to life with thrilling recaps and deep dives. The movie is about a man named N.A.D. Day, who fights a group of thugs on a building's roof. Even though he is alone, he beats them easily because he used to be a gangster. 7 years later, Day has retired from being a gangster and has graduated from the College of Education. He is now starting a new life. While looking for a place to live, he finds an apartment with a scary history. Someone died there. But the rent is cheap, so he decides to stay until he finds a better-paying job. The scene changes to show high school students bullying their teacher, Mr. Park, who is the gym teacher at Kangho High. Mr. Park decides to quit because he can't handle the bullying. The principal then tells the teachers that any students who fight or bully teachers will be expelled. He asks the teachers to find a new teacher to replace Mr. Park, but it's hard because the school has a bad reputation. One teacher, Mr. M, calls Day, his former student who just graduated from the College of Education, and asks him to be a substitute teacher at Kangho High. Day, looking for a job, quickly accepts. The next day, Day rides his scooter to the school. On the way, he sees some students from Kangho High smoking. He stops and warns them, but they challenge him to a fight. Being good at fighting, Day easily beats them up. At school, Day meets the principal and the other teachers, who warn him about the bad students. A female teacher named Miss Yuri takes him to his class. When he enters, the students ignore him, so he bangs the table to get their attention. Some students he caught smoking are in the class and seem scared of him. Day writes his name on the blackboard and introduces himself, but the students laugh at his name. He doesn't mind. After class, a girl named Jian asks her friends how to make a lot of money quickly. Jian is willing to do anything for money. Kong and Bayan, the boys Day beat up earlier, hear Jian's conversation and approach her. Kong and Ban offer Jian a job with a big reward. Without thinking, she accepts, even though her friends warn her not to trust them. That night, Day is riding his scooter home and bumps into Jian. As he helps her, Kong and Ban record Day with a cell phone, trying to trap him with false accusations of harassment. Then another student named Nam-hoon arrives on a bicycle. He takes Kong's cell phone and deletes the video. Nam-hoon is respected by the bad students, showing his influence. Day thinks Nam-hoon is their leader, but Nam-hoon denies it. The next day, Nam-hoon goes to school with his girlfriend, Yerin. Yerin is happy because she has good news to share. Behind them, Kong, Ban, and their boss, Dean, watch them with annoyed expressions. Day tries to learn about Nam-hoon and asks the teachers about him. He finds out that Nam-hoon was a gang leader in middle school, but has changed since starting high school, especially after dating Yerin. In class, Yerin announces that she has signed a contract with a record company and will debut as an idol. The class gets excited, including Dean and his gang, who mock Yerin. Nam-hoon tries to stay calm because of the principal's rule about fighting, but when one of the gang members pushes Yerin, Nam-hoon loses his temper and fights back. Day steps in to stop the fight. The principal hears about the fight and decides to expel Nam-hoon. Day tries to convince the principal to give Nam-hoon another chance, believing the bad students provoked him. Day kneels and begs the principal to reconsider. The principal, seeing Day's sincerity, agrees to give Nam-hoon one more chance. The teachers, including Miss Yuri, admire Day for caring about his students, even the troublemakers. As Day and Miss Yuri leave school together, they see Jian being mistreated by her boss at her part-time job. Day steps in to help and fights her boss, impressing Miss Yuri even more. Meanwhile, Dean and his gang meet with a gangster boss. Also present are Choi and his gang, students from Kangho High. The gangster boss doesn't want two gangs to dominate one school, so he orders Dean and Choi to fight to decide who will lead and control Kangho High. The winner will become the leader of the student gang and rule the school. Choi asks Nam-hoon to join his group to help win against Dean's group, but Nam-hoon refuses because he doesn't want to fight anymore. Meanwhile, Dae gets a call from an old friend asking for help with some troublesome thugs. Dae refuses because he has decided not to fight anymore and is now focused on being a teacher at Kangho High. A teacher named Mr. Lee secretly finds out that Dae used to be the leader of a student gang and was feared by many students. The next morning, Mr. Lee tells the other teachers about Dae's past and accuses Nam-hoon of being his accomplice since Dae defended him from being expelled. Miss Yuri and the other teachers, who were friendly to Dae, become distant after hearing this. Mr. Lee did this because he is jealous of Dae's closeness with Miss Yuri, whom Mr. Lee loves. Choi doesn't give up on trying to get Nam-hoon into his group. He threatens to spread photos of Yaren smoking to the record company she signed with, which would get her kicked out. Nam-hoon, not wanting to ruin Yaren's career, agrees to join Choi's group. That night, Dae's father is upset after hearing that his son is still involved in fights, even though he is a teacher now. Dae explains everything to his father to clear up any misunderstandings, assuring him that he is not fighting, but only trying to help his students. The day arrives for the fight between Dean's gang and Choi's gang to decide who will be the leader of the student gang. They choose a quiet location under an overpass to avoid getting caught. Dean's gang is surprised to see Nam-hoon with Choi, as he had always said he didn't want to fight anymore and wanted to focus on school. Meanwhile, the teachers find out about the fight and rush to the location. In the middle of the fight, Dae appears and asks the students to stop, but they don't respect him and attack him, forcing him to defend himself. At first, Dae is able to handle the students, but since he is alone, he starts to struggle. He also holds back because he doesn't want to hurt them. When one of the students is about to hit him, Nam-hoon steps in to help, and together they fight off the bad students. After Dae and Nam-hoon manage to stop the fight and make peace among the students, the teachers arrive and see Dae advising the students not to fight anymore. Despite this, the school blames Dae for causing the fights and decides to fire him. Knowing that Dae has been fired, Nam-hoon and the other students, who now respect him as their teacher, are very sad. They all come out to support Dae as he leaves the school with a heavy heart. Later, Dae visits his father. This time, his father is proud of him for teaching his students not to fight, even though he lost his job. The film ends with Dae accompanying his father to check on the construction of a new school building on their land. So the moral of the story is, if you're a former gangster turned teacher, you might end up beating thugs and getting fired. But hey, at least you'll earn the respect of a bunch of rowdy teenagers and your dad. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Movie Story for more amazing movie recaps. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to cover next. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.